Welcome back to a new episode of our talk show. Well, if you remember, last time we had a very amazing discussion with Kamalochan Das, a renunciate who left his marine engineering lucrative job and joined the spiritual path for his life. Today we have one more personality with us in the studio. This time we thought that why don't we get the teacher himself in the studio to explain us how spiritual inclination is beneficial for all of us. So today we have Dr. Vinayak with us, who is PhD in engineering and currently teaching in Thakur College of Engineering, which is one of the top 5 colleges in India. Well, he is inclined towards spiritual path from last 10 to 12 years, and let's know more that how is he living his spiritual life today. Hello Dr. Vinayak, welcome to our show. So first of all, I'm just inquisitive to know this, that as I know about you, you are practicing spiritual, you are practicing spiritual things from last many years. Was this something which was taught to you from your childhood, or you acquired it when you became young or later on in your life?
No, it was not introduced to me since my childhood. Yes, devotional practice is there. Maybe I belong to a Maharashtrian family, and I have born and brought up in Mumbai only. So my mother and father, obviously they gave me the knowledge of God and thing, but Krishna consciousness was not there. So we have our family deity as Krishna. I was never having the knowledge that I have about Krishna right now. So I got introduced to Krishna consciousness first time in 2004, and seriously I got introduced and began joining this movement since 2008, December 2008.
That's great. So as you said, you're from Maharashtra. Which part of Maharashtra do you belong?
I belong to Sawantwadi, which is coming in the Konkan region,
Okay.
so near to Goa.
Okay, Goa, amazing. That's an amazing place to be. You said that you got introduced to the spiritual movement in 2004 and started taking it seriously in 2008. That makes me really excited to know what took you 4 years to take it seriously.
Maybe you can say that conditioning, friends, circle, everything, because in 2004 I was working in some other college, and maybe I was young at that time, and here there are lots of regulations, but that time I had there was no regulatory principle, and there were friends in my college who were belonging to ISKCON, and they gave me their PPT also and introduced me. But maybe I was not serious, I'll say, about these activities, and surroundings were also not supportive. But yes, when I completed my bachelor's and I joined a job in Thakur College in 2007, I got good company. So that company played a lot of role in influencing my behaviors. And I remember Vikas Singh, he was my junior, and he took me to the program, and then I attended Brajbir Prabhu's lecture, and slowly because of the association, lots of things have changed.
So you said in the previous jobs there was not regulative principles. So what are these regulative principles do you follow?
Principles means now we don't eat non-veg, we don't drink, we don't gamble, and only we have relation with our wife. So yes, as far as the meat eating, because I belong to Maharashtra.
Yeah, that's what my next question was. You belong to a region which is very near to Konkan. That comes by default that you were eating meat and especially fishes, the marine food. So how did you leave that? Was it not difficult to leave your lifestyle and adapt to a new lifestyle?
Actually, my nature is kind of analytics, and I personally am engineer also. So facts attract me. So as I said that this one of friend, Mr. Dilip, He was from Government Polytechnic Mumbai. Still I am in touch with him, and we are very good friends now because we share common background of Krishna consciousness. So he gave me first introduction for this, sir, this is our philosophy, this is our principle, why don't you follow this thing? And when I saw his PPT and his philosophy, I actually believed that, and I thought that okay, yes, I should follow. But because again I will say that conditioning, and again my family was, I don't say not supporting, but they were following this. So, and I was, since my childhood I have been eating meat, so I thought that no, means support, though my internal desire was there, it could not fulfill because of the thing. But one thing changed in when I joined Thakur is that I was staying separate because of my higher doctorate, PhD, and at that time because of association, okay, slowly I attended programs more. I used to cook initially, in initial days I used to cook for myself, and that enabled me to live this thing, because principles wise, whatever the ill effect of having non-veg, as far as not necessarily karma, but even on your physical body, they are also very deep, and you should stay away from that. Spiritual aspect is other thing. So I got convinced about that physical aspect first, and then when I came to Krishna consciousness, the spiritual aspect, karma aspect I got, and I thought that no, we should leave this thing. I got
That's
convinced.
great. That's great. I love this point when he said that you analyzed it and did not believe to your friend straight away, and that's something which is very deep. That when we understand things with an analysis and then follow it, it becomes our life method to live. Coming back to the same point, uh, I mean, I am very much convinced that you left it because of some good association. But was it not difficult to transit from your old association to a new association, old association who has seen you probably eating, drinking, I mean, roaming around in any ways, and then transiting it to a new association which was like very regulative? And was it not difficult at all for you?
It was very, not very difficult, because maybe it is Krishna's mercy on me, but yes, it was difficult. That's why I.
So what was the inspiration at that time? Which, because see, I mean, it's really difficult to actually surpass the association, your old association, and get to a new association with new rules and regulations. So what was your inspiration that time, which actually inspired you from within to leave it and then follow a new path?
Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because of that, actually, I could live. Actually, that's what as you are saying about the transition. See, my friends, and still they are there. They are following their lifestyle. I am following my. They say that why you are lifting. Our one partner has left. But as I said, when I joined Thakur and I attended this program. This was the program was. During the month of this July, August, then almost I started reading this Gita. Still I was following my old lifestyle, but I attended program, and I asked these questions also to Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. He is taking the, so he gave me one very good answer that do what you should do. Don't worry about the don'ts. What should be done, that you do first. Don't worry about don'ts. So ABCD association book, chanting and diet, that he should. So you follow this thing. Don'ts are there. They will go on their own. So I convinced about that, and because that was motivation for attending the program. It was not that if you are drinking, you should not attend the program, or if you are eating meat, then you should.
So it was never a condition that if you're following these principles, you should always be qualified to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, probably it was a process which made you
Process.
qualified
Yes,
to do
it was a process, and then. When I started attending the Brajbir Prabhu's regular weekly programs, so he used to ask me, do you chant? I said, no, I have PhD work, then I have this thing to do, I don't chant. Okay, so he said, you do, but you come to program, you chant. So there is one thing called a Shravan month that we follow in Maharashtra, that we don't eat that meat, and I used to not to drink during that month. So I thought that why not to chant in this month. So anyhow I am not doing these things, so let us do that. And I started chanting, and after 1 month, then I never stopped chanting. So it was the main key player, that Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that process.
That's amazing. That again bring us to the point that we get a gross effect in our life with the subtle mantra which we chant, and mantra meditation is really very powerful in our life. Now, proceeding further in your life, proceeding to your job place, you now work in one of the top 5 college in the India. Thakur College. So, the spiritual inclination, did it somewhere hinder you, or was it helpful for you to communicate with your colleagues in your office? How do you see your spiritual inclination, as a barrier or as a very good plus point when you are communicating with your students, when you are communicating with your colleagues? I mean, how do you see the spiritual inclination?
Spiritual inclination is not at all a barrier, because I am not ashamed to accept what are my deeds in my past, maybe the chapter of my life. But when I compare myself, because I was following one lifestyle during my, I will start with that, maybe my personal doctorate, my personal abilities, and then as you say that communication. So there are some technical things we have to code, we have to do something, some task that involves intellectual ability. So these when you are following regulatory principle, I have done the things when I was not following, I have done the things when I was following. So it gives you, first of all, that I am not that much pure, I don't know, internal purity is there, but yes, it cleans your mind, you get focus, and because of that I could do things better during my doctorate program, because at in the latter, yes, it helped me, first of all, materially and intellectually, to concentrate more on things I could do. So though I had to devote time on my devotional service, I could complete this my tasking job in less time, first of all. So that was one effect. Other thing, that when I don't have other thing to waste on, so I am more productive at my work. So my whatever responsibilities my seniors gave me, I have always tried to give my full for that, and they were happy. We had organized in our Thakur College more than 7 conferences, international conferences. I was part of that as an organizing secretary. So as far as my personal contribution to my institute, it was fulfilling, because my focus was clear as far as my personal life, my professional life is considered. This is one part. Other part is as far as communication with other people. Now these people know that these people are part of Hare Krishna, and they are devotees, they need some spiritual background. So yes, they sometimes they don't, because I am teaching part of teaching fraternity, so people are quite mature and serious there, so they respect us, first of all, and whatever practice we do, they respect us for that. Our students also, and whatever we maybe tell them regarding their behavior, or their some things to do, some things or not, we get benefit of this position there. But spirituality has helped us there. Our communications, whatever our views are, they are better accepted there. And when we tell something, so maybe attend a program, or not necessarily in preaching, but philosophical way, the views are accepted more. People come to us maybe for solutions, not maybe for problems. That is my experience in Thakur College, that they consider, not everyone, but yes, at being by Krishna's mercy, I could get the management positions there. So this service, I can put my views more clearly. May not be, I don't have to quote Bhagavad Gita each time, but I know that these principles are there. Maybe
because of following the spiritual path, you got a position wherein people, consider what you say,
yes,
as a point, rather than arguing over it. So that brings me to a beautiful point what he just quoted, that when he was doing PhD, things happened more faster because he had less things to waste his time on. And that's probably a very plus point for all the students watching this, that following some spiritual practices also help you practically in your studies and managing your time also, which is a beautiful thing which we learn from here. Now, that's great. Proceeding further, you are married, right? So now, when you have entered into a married life, and after all your journey to the spiritual path, how do you see your spirituality or the spiritual practices you are doing is helping in your married life?
Marriage, I married to a Maharashtrian girl only. She was not having devotional background, but I had a proper typical arranged marriage, and before marriage I told her about whatever I am practicing.
So what was I'm very excited to know this. What was her views about your practices?
She was having devotional, I will not say devotional, but spiritual inclination. She used to also worship, she used to also chant, but not maybe Krishna's name. So she knew this these concepts are there. But again, as you said that, as we have discussed this thing, Maharashtrian family, she was having maybe the background of
different
fish and
practices, yeah.
meat thing. So but her internal conviction was there, okay, whatever I am doing, it is good, and she accepted that. And I told that maybe you can start following slowly. So and then when she came here, and we stayed in our new home, so things were slowly improved. She accepted. Now she started with initially chanting with 2 rounds, but now she even started chanting 16 rounds also.
You were saying chanting 2 rounds. What does round means? I mean,
Hare Krishna Mahamantra rounds on the bead bag. So when our marriage was arranged, I was already chanting 16 rounds, and I don't say I wanted the devotee girl, but a girl who will support me in my
who will probably inclined towards spiritual
so
values.
I told her that these things I follow, and you will have to follow this thing. So she was not reluctant, but she was hesitant. So slowly then she followed. At her home it is not, but now when after 4 years we have one child also, so my family is supporting me, her family is supporting me. So whenever we go at their place, so whatever our requirements are there, as per that the things are arranged. And they also have deities, may not be the full-fledged deities, but Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maya is there. They offer food also there. So they are also slowly practicing. May not be, I don't say 100%, but yes, things have changed. It is Krishna's mercy. So acceptance initially was slow, but now later on it has helped. And are married, the interaction between husband and wife, that is not, because there are clashes, there are differences. And
what happens when you're having a conventional clash with your wife?
Then clash happens.
How does your spiritual values help you?
Yeah, clash happens. We do fight, but after post clash, then contemplation is there. Then maybe after 1 hour, I understand that okay, this is my mistake, or maybe this is our mistake. The understanding level is more. Then I maybe then whatever my point or maybe pardoning is there, she is also accepting, and then we wind up that thing. And also then lots of book also I read regarding the growers and other thing, how you should treat your partner. Maybe the articles comes in the Back to Godhead magazine, so that had changed a lot, how to understand your partner. Still it is a phase.
Do you think these spiritual values, what we read about the grahastha life or the married life, it's practical?
Yes, it is totally practical. I have seen, I don't take the names, but I have seen in my friend circles only, and we see day in day out that how the relations are broken. I have seen the relation broken, and there are things go easily at the extreme, but in devotional service things don't go in extreme. Yes, problems are there, but the way the problems are treated at both the ends, they are totally different. When I am interacting with her, the things are different. So I fear to something. I fear to Krishna or what Prabhupada has said if such situation occurs. So that remembrance is there, and then things are pacified.
Probably you are trying to tell that spiritual values which is now inculcated in your character, is helping you to respect your partner better and probably serve her better. That's really great, and that also bring us to a point that in this world where relationships are really taken on toss, how spiritual values actually help us to build our relation, to strengthen our relation to a new extent. And that's really beautiful, now coming from a person who is not very frustrated from a wife, and who is very happy in his married life, and yet accepts that yes, there are problems in life which can be easily handled if we have a spiritual perception for the same. That's really beautiful. So coming to the next point, we always, I don't know but I personally feel sometimes that because we are following the spiritual practices, the level of enjoyment what we can have in our, I'm not saying it's just a enjoyment in the material, in your grahastha life or in your married life, but a kind of enjoyment or kind of a reciprocation we do with the society and our relatives, it reduces to a great extent, and we kind of become cornered to our spiritual practices, and just enjoy life less. What is your take on this? How do you manage your spiritual life, your married life, your professional life, and yet enjoy the main essence in all of three and yet stay happy. Because I know people who actually say, I mean, I am sure many of you have the same perception in your life, that we must follow spiritual practices when we are old, because that's probably the best time to do it, because we have very less energy to do anything else and enjoy anything else. But when we are young, we have energy and we can do a lot of things, we can enjoy, we can go out. We must concentrate on enjoying. Life is given once, let's enjoy it. That's what the main funda is everywhere. So coming from that perception, how do you think, is there any barrier where you feel that if there was no spiritual inclination in my life, I could have enjoyed better? Or you think that spiritual life is somewhere giving me more enjoyment? What's your perception on this take?
This is a very long question you ask. One word you use, that cornered, we feel cornered. So yes, many times I have feel corner, but that was not that cornering has not given me any dissatisfaction. I feel satisfied, not because of the thing that okay, I am doing something great, but I understand that whatever I am doing, that is giving me not what I can say enjoyment, but peace. Because as you
So you
said,
probably rate peace better than enjoyment.
enjoyment, yes, because enjoyment is relative.
Okay.
Peace is every same for everyone.
Okay.
As you say that one can enjoy, or as I have seen, I've been drinking, I eating the meat. So there is what you can say, some feeling is there. And when people ask why you
Temporary
don't,
feeling you're
temporary
talking
feeling,
about.
why you don't, and when you don't get enjoyment by only eating vegetarian food or only eating food without onion garlic. So yes, we many times we have to face situations where we have to adjust thing, or we have to go for some other kind of alternative arrangement, but absence of enjoyment is not there. We can go for we offer food, and we have Jagannath Baldev Subhadra at our home, so lots of food we have to prepare and offer them, and lots of varieties of we have to offer, so that enjoyment is there. As far as the we have to go means for partying, you say, so we go for yatras.
Oh.
I attended Maharaj Yatras, so I have to go to different Krishna's dham places, so that enjoyment is there. Okay, and when this material enjoyment, I don't say that I was at this moment. I know that if I have to go there, there is always a price to pay. Maybe material, maybe spiritual and karmic. And in our this hectic life, if I have seen people who drink or who go for this gambling or other thing, it brings lots of anxiety. So that enjoyment, as I said, is relative. Actually, they think that they are enjoying, but they are actually bringing misery, and then problem to their body. Forget about the spiritual part, and whatever the reactions maybe in this life, or they are again the horrible things. So when I look at this result of this material enjoyment, then whatever I am getting, and in this spiritual practice, there is always a benefit. Krishna is there who is looking at you, whatever you are doing. Even I have to strive. I don't say that I am properly. I have to struggle. I have to convince myself that okay, we have to do. I have to, in my practice, spiritual practice, I have to do. Many times I have to adjust many other things and struggle. But that struggle is worth. I say that struggle is worth. So, and I have seen people when they ask us, "Hare, you don't drink tea. What happens if you drink tea? You should drink tea."
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So why should not drink tea? So we tell us, sir, these things are there already. We are in very hectic lifestyle. If you drink tea or if you drink already, it is going to affect your health only. So if that enjoyment is not actually giving you enjoyment, forget about the spiritual aspect. It is killing you. Your money is going after that. Your mental health is going after that. So where is the enjoyment actually? And you ask the question of enjoyment. There is no enjoyment.
So that was a real amazing explanation of enjoyment and peace, and what I could understand is peace is more relatively important than a temporary enjoyment, and how we can go beyond the limitations of temporary enjoyment and get into the eternal peace by following spiritual practices. Thank you so much for giving us this amazing knowledge. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this talk show. Next time we'll come back to you with one more guest in our studio with a new journey, with a new explanations, and with a new horizons to explore. Thank you so much.